It's always a challenge to get English students to write, but I found an amazing, repeatable game that will have your students begging to write more. I'm Will from Enchanted ESL, and in this video I'm talking about folding stories. What it is, how to play, and some helpful tips. Folding stories is super simple and it only needs some sheets of paper and something to write with. It's perfect for beginners and lower intermediates, but I wouldn't use it with absolute beginners and students who are so young that they still struggle to write. It's not for one-to-one classes either. You'll need at least 3 students, so when you join in there'll be 4 people playing. The ideal group size is about 5 to 6, so if you have a large class, split them into groups of about 6 and have them play separate games. Online teachers might be able to find a way of playing this game, maybe get the students to send you what they write privately and then add it all together later, but it's not as fun and there's a lot of admin. Really, it's much better in person. It takes about 10 minutes to play, but you can do it over and over again, either in the same session or in a future one. It involves writing, but not masses. It has more of a focus on short, precise phrases and sentences instead of long stretches of text. And it also has a good focus on question words. So let's see how it works. Everyone starts with a blank sheet of paper, and they should all write "who" at the top. Next, without showing or telling anyone, they should write the name of a person, a character, or a group of people, anyone really. This is going to be the main character of the story. We're going to write Beyonce. Now fold over the top of the sheet to cover what you've written. Fold it well so it doesn't spring up again. The next step is to pass the sheet to the person to your left. They should not look at what's under the fold. If they do, it ruins the whole fun of the game. Because now they're going to write where and a location. Having no idea who the main character is, let's put under the table. Again, fold the top over to cover what's written and pass it to the left. We keep going, adding an extra element to the story. Now it's when, and we write a time. Let's do 1,000 years ago. Fold it over and pass it on. Next is what and the action that the character does. We're going to write singing opera. It's important students don't get carried away here. They should just write what the action is and not add any extra characters, times or places because they're already covered in different parts. The next 2 elements are optional, but I like to add them both. Next we have why, because it was raining. The final one is with who. They can add another character or characters to the story. This one isn't that important, but I find my students like to include it. Again, fold and pass. Now we've got to the end, everyone should have a sheet that has been folded over a lot. They can unfold it and reveal their story. Get students to read them out and enjoy the randomness. Our original story was who, Beyonce, where, on the moon, when, 5 minutes ago, what, doing a backflip, why, because it was his or her or their birthday, and with who, a family of squirrels. Very silly. If you're thinking of using folding stories in your class, hit the like button to let me know. It also really helps the channel grow, so thank you. Students love reading the wild and wacky stories that come out. Some of them will be brilliant, but others just won't make sense and won't be so funny. And that's fine. The important thing is that they've been thinking and writing. You can use these stories to assess their writing skills. How is their spelling? Do they write with lots of confidence and detail, or do they just do the bare minimum? The question words are usually a source of errors, what with all the W's and the H's. It can get pretty confusing. Sometimes I write all of the question words up on the board to support students. Another thing to expand upon is the pronouns. As the students don't know who the main character is, it's been folded over, they can't be specific. Like in our Beyonce example, the reason why was because it was his, her, or their birthday. The person writing that didn't know it was Beyonce, so they had to include all the possibilities. And this is a great time to practice pronouns, and you might want to talk about some inclusive use of pronouns as well. Another tip is to take part yourself and add in some creative ideas. This encourages students to do the same and really think about what would be unique. After a couple of times of playing the game, they will surprise you with the crazy things that they write. If you want to challenge their speaking and sentence construction skills, get them to turn the story prompt into a whole narrative. Give them some time to work it together into full sentences and make a flow. And finally, adapt the question words to target specific things. If you want to practice adverbs, add in a how after the what. to describe how they do that action. You could add in for how long, or replace the when with a since and go for present perfect continuous. You can do whatever you like as long as the core folding mechanic stays the same. And let me know what variations you use down in the comments. Another great game for writing practice is Two Truths and a Lie. It's wonderful for constructing sentences and getting to know your students, and you can find out how to play right here. But for now, I've been Will from Enchanted ESL, wishing you all the joy and success in your teaching. See ya!